Good morning, students. Today I'm going to start a new chapter. Already I have completed the chapter lines and angles, and almost every problems of the textbook we have solved. And the chapter what I am going to start today is related to the graph. We are going to study about what is x-axis, what is y-axis, what are coordinates, lot of things related to the graph we are going to study. This chapter is mainly objective questions can be asked in the examination from this chapter. Okay, and the questions related to graph. A very useful chapter, not only for the class 9th point of view, for your further study also the chapter is very important. I am talking about the chapter coordinate geometry. It is coordinate geometry. Before I start this chapter, what you know so far, you know about a number line. You know about a number line, and in the number line, you know that this is a reference point 0. From 0 towards the right side, there are positive numbers, and towards the left side, we are having negative numbers. This much only you know. Now, I will draw two lines. Look at the board properly. I will draw two lines. This line, which is a horizontal line, I will call it as x dash, and I will draw the second line. And I will call it as y dash. My dear students, x dash and y dash are two mutually perpendicular lines. Angle is 90. X dash and y dash are the two mutually perpendicular lines intersect at point O. And these two lines are called as coordinate axes. I will write first. There are so many definitions in this chapter. One by one we will take. I will start with first coordinate axis. Coordinate axis. Axis, plural form is axis. Two mutually perpendicular lines, okay, x dash and y dash intersect at O. These two lines are called coordinate axes. Okay. Therefore, as coordinate axis, if you take individually, this is called as x-axis, this is called as y-axis. I will write further. X dash is called x-axis, and y dash is called y-axis. Okay. X dash and y dash intersect at O, and O is called origin. O is called origin. O is called origin. On this axis, x-axis and y-axis, if I mark the numbers to the scale, I will call this as 1, this as I will call it as 2, this I will call it as 3, this I will call it as 4. Towards the right side, from the reference point, towards the right side we are having the positive numbers, and towards the left you are having negative numbers. In the y-axis, towards up, towards the north, I can say the numbers are positive. I can say +1, +2, +3, +4, +5. Towards the south, downwards, it is negative numbers, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. My dear children, keep in mind, they all must be equidistant. From the scale only you have to mark, not randomly. You have to use the scale and then only you have to mark all these numbers. Okay, now I will see what I will tell you. OX is the positive direction of x-axis. OX dash is the negative direction of x-axis. OY is the positive direction of y-axis. OY dash is the negative direction of y-axis. I will write this much. OX and OY. OX and OY are the positive directions of x-axis and y-axis respectively. OX and OY are the positive direction. OX and OY are the positive directions of x-axis and y-axis respectively. And I say OX dash and OY dash. OX dash and OY dash are negative directions of x-axis and y-axis respectively. This is about a small introduction for you. We will learn more. Okay. Now, look at this. I will little more things I will explain. Now, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is a plane. This is a plane where I have drawn the x-axis and y-axis. This is called as a plane. I will just draw it like this. Okay. This is, I can say, this is a plane. Okay. Yes. Now, this is a plane where I have drawn x-axis and y-axis. These two mutually perpendicular x-axis and y-axis, my dear children, x-axis means a horizontal line. X-axis means a horizontal line. Y-axis means a vertical line. Okay. These two lines divides the plane into four parts. Listen once again. The mutually perpendicular x dash and y dash lines divides the plane into four parts. Each part is called as a quadrant. There is a specific way to name the quadrants. This is always the first quadrant. This is the second quadrant. This is the third quadrant. And this is always the fourth quadrant. What are quadrants? The mutually perpendicular x dash and y dash lines divides the plane into four parts. Each part is called as a quadrant. Now, see here. This is also positive. This is also positive. This entire area is positive only. So I will write this as plus plus. Means this is always x value. This is always y value. X value positive, y value positive. This is called as plus plus. Together, when you write in a bracket, it will become a coordinate. But that I will speak to you later. Plus plus means x value positive, y value positive. What I can write here? What I can write here? See, x value, first always I will say the x value. X value is negative, y value is positive. That means in this area, x value will be negative, y value will be positive. So this is called as minus plus. Minus plus. X value negative, y value positive. When you come to the third quadrant, it will be x-axis negative, y also negative. That means in this region, x also negative, y also negative. It is called as minus comma minus. Whereas in the fourth quadrant, always first x-axis followed by the y-axis. X value positive, y value negative. So this is called as plus. Okay students, after all this, let me note all these things first. Let me note all these things. I will write, first I will write the quadrant. Let me write the subheading quadrant. Quadrant. Mutually perpendicular lines x dash and y dash divides the plane into four parts. Each part is called quadrant. Each part is called a quadrant. Okay, let me write first quadrant. I will write here plus plus. Second quadrant minus plus. Third quadrant minus minus. Fourth quadrant it is plus minus. First one is referring x-axis, second one is referring y-axis. Okay, let me write one more definition here. What is a Cartesian plane? What is a Cartesian plane? This is again a new word for you. A Cartesian plane. See, I have told you x dash and y dash are the mutually perpendicular lines intersected O, and it divides the plane into four parts. Divides the plane into, this is a flat surface, this is a plane, into four parts. Each part is called as a quadrant, and this plane we call it as a Cartesian plane. Then what is a Cartesian plane? The plane which has two axes and four quadrants is called as Cartesian plane. A plane which has two axes and four quadrants is called Cartesian plane. It is also called as xy plane. is also called as xy plane, Cartesian plane or xy plane. Note all these things. Okay students, now look at this. Again I will tell you, this is a Cartesian plane, two mutually perpendicular axes which are called as the coordinate axis, intersecting at point O called as origin. There are four quadrants, all these things you understood. Now, on this plane, I will mark a point somewhere. I will mark a point P and I say whose coordinates are x and y. Coordinates are x and y. See, this is x coordinate, this is called as y coordinate. Always the number which is written first is called as x coordinate, the number which is written second is called as a y coordinate. I will write the next subheading abscissa and ordinate. Abscissa and ordinate. Original, these two are the new word for you, but very simple. The x coordinate is also called as abscissa, y coordinate is also called as ordinate. Both together we call them as coordinate. Okay, I will write. Let Pxy be a coordinate, coordinate. Let Pxy be a coordinate. Whenever we write in a bracket, we call it as a coordinate. This coordinate has two parts. The first number referring x value, second number is referring the y value. First is called as the x coordinate, second is called as y coordinate. This x coordinate is also called as abscissa, y coordinate is also called as ordinate. Come on. Let Pxy be a coordinate. X is I can say it is x coordinate. I can write x coordinate is x, which is also called abscissa, which is also called as abscissa. What is abscissa? X coordinate is also called as abscissa. Y coordinate is y. Y coordinate is y, which is also called ordinate. It is also called as ordinate. May I ask you, what are abscissa and what are ordinates? The x coordinate is also called as abscissa. The y coordinate is called as ordinate. Okay. Now I will mark a coordinate here. See properly. I will mark a coordinate here. Okay, I will mark this as, say, P. Always first value x value. How much? 4. Second is a y value. How much? 5. I will write 4, 5. I will take an example here. P4, 5 is a coordinate. 4 is called abscissa. 4 is called abscissa, and 5 is called ordinate. 5 is called ordinate. You can take any example. I will take one more example if you want. See, -2. Okay, and join here. Okay, let me call it as, say, point M. x value? Minus 2. Next y value, how much? Minus 4. Minus 2, minus 4. So minus 2 is called as abscissa. Minus 2 is called as abscissa and minus 4 is called as ordinate. Minus 4 is called as ordinate. Okay. Now, one more very important point. See, this is a coordinate. Coordinate means x value, y value, together we call it as a coordinate. So 4 is x value or x coordinate is 4 is x coordinate. My dear children, x coordinate means it is the perpendicular distance from y axis. In examination, this is a guaranteed question. It may be asked for multiple choice, it may ask for a fill in the blank. See, I will tell you once again, very important point. What is 4? 4 is abscissa. 4 is here. See, this 4 is along the x-axis. It is along the x-axis. So it is called an x coordinate. But it is the perpendicular distance. It is the perpendicular distance from where? From the y-axis. That means from y-axis I have moved 4 units. Listen very carefully. X coordinate is the perpendicular distance from y-axis. See, I am standing here. I am standing here to the board. And I am walking towards the camera. I am moving along this, but I am coming away from the board. So we call it as, see, journey started from here. So 4 units I have covered along the x-axis, but it is a perpendicular distance from y-axis. So we say, I will write here. I will write it very important. Or I can say, I can use the word note. Rub this and I will write note. Very important. Note. Okay. X coordinate, or I can say abscissa. Abscissa is perpendicular distance from y-axis. Whatever the journey I have covered along the x-axis, so this is called an x coordinate, but this is the perpendicular distance from y-axis. Likewise I can write y coordinate, nothing but ordinate. Ordinate is perpendicular distance from x-axis. Come on, see. What is the ordinate? 5. Here, this is along the y-axis. Along the y-axis, how much distance? 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, 5 unit. 5 units are covered in the y-axis. So this is called an ordinate. But this 5 units is the perpendicular distance from x-axis. See, from here you are going away. So this is called as, this is, even though journey is on the y-axis, it is called as perpendicular distance from x-axis. These 2 points are very important. Okay students, look at this. Here is a problem for you. Whatever we have learned about the Cartesian plane, we have learned about the quadrants, we have learned about abscissa, ordinate, coordinates. So here there are 4 coordinates I have marked on a Cartesian plane. One in the first quadrant, one is in the second quadrant, one is in the third quadrant, one is in the fourth quadrant. And there are some questions for you. See, this is point A, whose coordinates are 3, 4. Point B, whose coordinates are 5 and minus 2. See, always whenever you are talking about the coordinate, first x-axis 5, y-axis minus 2. So 5, minus 2. Come on, what are the questions? Coordinates of point A are dash and dash. Always first x-axis followed by y-axis. It is 3 and 4. Coordinates of point A. Ordinate of point B. What is ordinate? Ordinate is the y-axis or y coordinate is called as ordinate of B. B's ordinate is -2, -2. Abscissa of point C. What is abscissa? X coordinate, the first value of point C. Point C, first value, x coordinate, nothing but abscissa. This is also -2. The coordinates of point D are, the coordinates of point D are always first x-axis value, followed by y-axis value. It is -4 and 5. It is -4 and 5. Okay, students. Now we will practice one more problem. I'll give you some points. And your work is to tell they are in which quadrant. Okay. Here are some of the points on the Cartesian plane, and your work is to identify, to write their coordinates and the name of the quadrant, whether they belongs to first quadrant, second quadrant, for the following points. Come on, let us start. Can you tell me the coordinates of point A? Always first x followed by y. Come on. See, whenever you are marking the coordinates on a Cartesian plane, think that you are at O. You are at the origin. Your journey starts from here. See, point A. First along the x-axis 3 units. Thereafter along the y-axis 4 units. So the coordinates are 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Come on. For B, x-axis 5, y-axis 3. So it is 5, 3. Again, this is called as abscissa. This is called as ordinate if asked. Point C, x-axis 2, y-axis 1. So this is 2 and 1. Coming to point B. First x-axis 5, y-axis -2. So this is 5 -2. Point E, x-axis 4, y-axis -4. So this is 4 -4. First always x-axis followed by y-axis. Come on. F. First x3, y -5. So it is 3 -5. Come on. Coming to the G. First x-axis. -2, -2. So it is -2, -2. Coming to H. X-axis -5, y-axis -2. It is -5, -2. Come on. Coming to I. X-axis -4, y-axis 3. It is -4, 3. J. X-axis -3, y-axis 5. So this is -3 and 5. Come on. Right here. A. It is 3, 4. Quadrant is first quadrant. B. 5, 3. This is also first quadrant. C. 2, 1. Again first quadrant. Come on. D. 5 -2. It is second quadrant. E. 4 -4. It is 4 -4. This is second quadrant. F. 3 -5. 3 -5. This is also second quadrant. G. -2 -4. It is third quadrant. -2 -4. H. -5 -3. H is -5 -3. That is also a third quadrant. Remaining two you can write yourself. My students, we will stop our discussion here. Tomorrow we will start some more problems and how to mark the points on the Cartesian plane in the next class, in the next video. Till then students, goodbye.